What's going on? So, I want to keep it. I want to keep it. I want to keep it real. For some reason, modern men and women live in the moment. They don't think about finances in the future. Everything is, how I feel. Instant gratification. Everybody's chasing that quick dopamine rush. The same dopamine that women are chasing on Instagram from likes is the same dopamine that guys get from playing video games. It's the same, but the gender reciprocal. Um, I don't know. It's something like living through an avatar because that makeup and that aesthetics, that BBL, that it's I don't know. It's like an avatar. Same thing with the guys. You playing a video game. It's an avatar. How you see yourself externally. But it's like nobody is living in the moment. That's why I like music. It's because music is the one thing that while you're playing it, you're almost not thinking about anything else. It's almost like a form of meditation. I mean, if you get so good to where it's second nature, then that's something else. But usually, like especially if you just playing, it's almost spiritual because it takes you outside of self. But let's get to it. Uh, Once again, I found this new channel called it's the guy. His name is Caleb Hammer, and I like him because I don't know if he's a financial advisor, but I know he walks through people's budgets and he combs through the details and tell them where they could do better and things like that. So I appreciate it. I like it. But now it was the channel was interesting to me because trying to date, these are the things that I was being confronted with. I was being confronted with people that are in the moment, spend frivolously, impulsively, and don't even know how much money they have. And it's like being responsible makes you boring, or holding people accountable to a budget is not fun. And people don't want fun. They just want the instant gratification. So this channel was
personal debt
perfect.
For 2 years after graduating college, but things were finally starting to look up when he secured an awesome tech job in early 2022. But as the tech industry has started to reassess their workforce, he was one of the first people to be let go as a contractor. Now he only has 2 months of living expenses saved up, and that will quickly run out soon. Give this video a like so that YouTube recommends it to other people. This is Financial Audit.
My name's Atirat Kosareddy. I'm 24 years old, and I'm originally from San Jose.
And what do you do for a living?
Software engineer.
Nice. How much do you make?
Right now I'm unemployed, so right now nothing.
Really? Okay, what did you make?
What did I make? Mm-hmm. I was making over six figures.
So what happened?
I was a contractor, and contractors are the first to get let go, so it sucked. Yeah.
And were you working at like one of the major?
Yeah, one of the major ones.
And they're starting to pull back a little with.
Yeah, see, look, now all the tech guys, software engineers, those making all that money, right? Everybody is like, oh yeah, get you a guy, that's making this money in tech. Nobody is, none of us are safe. All of these industries, once they get what they need from you and figure out how you do it, they figure out how to automate it or how to teach it to somebody at a lower capacity. That's capitalism.
Like even the companies that don't have a high turnover rate, if they have contractors, they're probably just gonna kind of let them go, right?
Makes sense.
My company doesn't have a reputation for just letting a bunch of people go, but because of the fact that I'm a contractor, they're just gonna chop me before they chop any kind of full-time employees.
Right. Why were you a contractor instead of trying to get in there as a full-time?
Because as a contractor, you're more free, and I don't know. Honestly, I know why I would be a contractor, because you're not my boss. We're contracted to do something, but you're a software engineer. You develop the software and you move on. You don't continue to maintain it. That's my understanding. I could be wrong. Let's watch.
Employee.
I would have loved to get in as a full-time employee. I mean, I was actually unemployed for 20 months after I graduated college in 2020, so that was really difficult. And like the moment like I just got an offer, like it was a major tech company, I was like, yes. I didn't care about the contract. I needed money. So I
That's crazy. Regardless, I've never been unemployed more than 6 months since I've been 16 years old. It's crazy. No, it was 1 year, my freshman year in college. I didn't work that year, but that was the only year in my from 15 to now. That was the only year I essentially didn't work.
what I was hoping to like maybe get signed on full time.
So what are you doing right now to make ends meet?
I mean, I'm generally responsible with my finances, so I've got savings built up. Um, I mean, you would be shocked. There's a lot of people who make very high salaries, right? Like well over 100,000, right? We're talking like 200,000, 300,000. They work at these major tech companies. They don't save money.
So right now, is your day job looking for a new job?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, how many hours a day do you spend? LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Indeed, stuff like that.
I spent like, well, sometimes spend a few hours, like not every day, right? Sometimes I'll have like a few days a week where I'll spend maybe an hour or two doing job applications.
So remind me how long you've been out?
How long I've been out? I got let go on June 30th. Right now it's July
Okay.
11th, so it's a little under 2 weeks, 11 days.
So that's fair. It can definitely take like a month when it comes to like the start to
Yeah.
like the initial recruiter conversation to getting hired. It can take a month plus sometimes at these tech companies.
Yeah, with major tech companies especially.
Yeah, especially the big ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, because
Well, I have your bank account. So you were let go at. So at the time of this 30-day statement, you had the job
at the time of this statement,
for your checking account.
So this is a wake up call. This is a tech guy that clearly makes a lot of money, but it shows you once again that nobody is invincible when it comes to a bad
You
economy.
said you were let go at the end of June, right?
yeah.
And
So, are there any transactions for July? If there aren't any,
No.
yeah, okay. Then yeah, I was employed during that time.
okay, well that is a good thing
Yeah.
because is someone addicted to Amazon?
Am I
Are you addicted to Amazon?
not addicted? Like, I won't just buy a bunch of useless stuff. I'll buy things. Well, number one, I just moved here, okay? So I had to
Okay.
buy a bunch of furniture and everything, right? So if you look at like, okay, those aren't for April, but like when I did move here, I had to buy a bunch of stuff from Amazon, like furniture, like
Okay, so this wasn't for the month that you moved here.
yeah.
How many Amazon purchases do you think you had?
Oh God, it kind of blurs by, but usually it's something that I'll typically need, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what I bought
30 days,
this month. Yeah, it was probably like around 20,
26.
26.
That's a lot. That's almost a purchase a day on Amazon.
Yeah.
How much do you think you spent on Amazon in the 30 days?
In these 30 days, I probably spent like maybe $300, $400.
1,000.
He is a shopaholic. He's been buying one thing every day. That is crazy.
What
Yep.
else did I buy? I don't remember exactly.
$1,000. Now, $1,000. Well, I guess it definitely depends what you're spending it on, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because if it is just fun stuff, then yeah, $1,000 even on a $100,000 a year salary can be a lot. That's like $12,000 a year just on fun stuff on Amazon. But if you're doing some of the shopping that you would do at other places, to build an apartment when you just moved here, build up the furniture you have, or even if you're doing like Amazon Fresh for groceries, stuff like that, it can kind of offset that. But
One thing I did spend money on is, I'm really into like shooting firearms, so I did build out a range kit, so that definitely took a good chunk of change. But that's not something I'm like constantly buying, right? That's like every now and then. If I'm getting into like a new hobby, I might like make a purchase like to get the equipment I need.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But no, that's not like a regular thing, right? There might be a month where like I'm just getting into something, and I may make a lot of Amazon purchases.
You actually don't eat out a lot.
Yeah, I don't.
That's pretty good, especially for was it a work at home software engineer?
Yeah, I work at home.
Yeah, not a lot of Uber Eats or anything. That's impressive.
Yeah, I can kind of understand why some people eat out a lot, right? Because when you just like spent a lot, when you've just like spent several hours working, you're not in the mood to cook, right? So takeout is really appealing, and sometimes the food that you have at home isn't as good as that like as pad thai at a Thai restaurant, right?
Yeah.
And so some of the strategies that I use is, I use Costco. I use it.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, it's amazing. I can it'll maybe cost me a little over $200 just for groceries, and that'll last me like a little over a month, like 5 weeks.
Yeah, your grocery bill is not that bad for someone making six figures, which you don't make anymore, but
yeah,
you're even if the largest tech companies are scaling back a little bit, you're still in a very demand role for a lot of companies.
I would say that, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
a software engineer with experience.
It's still hard to believe that Brett is unemployed.
That's you're in demand.
So I'm not afraid of you getting another six-figure job, having to wait for that. You'll get that pretty soon. So for a six-figure position, $454 at H-E-B and Costco within a month. It's not really that much to worry about. Now, I couldn't tell how much you were bringing in beforehand, so depending on the income, maybe I would have been a little more worried, but that's really not that crazy.
Yeah, I try to keep it low.
What does make me nervous, and I really hope this has stopped while you're on the job hiatus, Amazon.
Yeah, but I mean, that's something he can control. But,
Amazon. Oh, let's see. Oh, there's another page. Oh, look at how many circles there are. Amazon. That word has no more meaning for me anymore now that I've just said it that many times. But that's how many times you shopped at Amazon. So you're not doing that when you don't have the job, right? You're chilling. You're waiting until you have it.
Right now, I haven't purchased a bunch of stuff on Amazon. No.
Okay.
Again, it comes and goes in waves, I would say.
I am disappointed to see that you spent $32 at Terry Black's.
Terry Black's?
Because you don't go out to eat that much, and yet you decided to go to the worst barbecue in all of Austin.
I mean, I'm still in shock that, well, I guess I'm not. I've been reading it in the papers. I've been seeing that tech companies been laying off workers.
That's culinarily irresponsible?
Yes. Yeah, especially for barbecue. Ugh, that place sucks. So let's move to, you have a second checking account?
Do I have a second checking account?
It says Wells Fargo checking.
Yeah, I got one with Wells Fargo, yeah.
Is this acting as your savings? Because this is essentially where the money is. Because on your main checking account, you brought in $12,536. But you actually spent $13,202. Now some of that...
Yeah, dude is making bread. If he's spending money like that, he got money. And he buying the Amazon package every day. He needs a lovely woman that can help him manage and multiply his money, and bring stress and help him lead himself, because he is all over the place.
That was probably transferred to this?
Yeah, a fair amount was transferred to my savings account. That's not my savings account. I think on my Alliant form, yeah, I have a savings account.
Your ending balance in that one was $3,142, so you still had a decent chunk in there.
Yeah.
For this one, $4,135, and that's it because you didn't spend anything on that. No, what's up with this?
Yeah, so that was for a car loan, essentially, right? Like I tried to get a car loan. I didn't qualify for auto loans because I don't think I used my credit card enough, right? Like they would reject me because I didn't have
a six-figure earner didn't qualify for a car? What?
Enough of a credit history.
Mm-hmm.
And I just moved here and I had to get the car transferred from my dad to me. So like I didn't have a bunch of time to like build up like a credit history so then I could get a car loan. So I just got like a personal loan, and that's where the $4,000 came from.
Oh, so this isn't even like your money, this is debt?
Yeah, I had to get the car transferred to me. And
see,
Yikes.
Yeah, I got excited because I was like, oh, you have double the money. The $3,000, all of a sudden you have an additional $4,000, but this is $4,000 that's owed to someone else. Oh, and I think we'll get into that too because I do see the personal loan. But let's move on to your other Wells Fargo account. I'm confused why this one exists too. So you have $78 in here. You took out $53, and you took out that by some just reoccurring payments like GoDaddy, some Medium.com, Google,
Yeah,
and Platinum.
those were like left. Basically, I used to. That was like a checking account that I had with my dad, right? Because I didn't have my own income, right? So that was kind of the one I was just using.
Okay, so
Must be nice. Learn something new
this is
every
kind of
day.
like your OG checking account.
Yeah, the OG.
And
Then I
it's-
transferred to Align. There were some recurring subscriptions that were still billing to here, so I had to like transfer those. I had to either cancel them or get them transferred over to my Aligned account.
Okay, so this is pretty much done.
Okay, I'll use it every now and then. But yeah,
Okay.
there's not a lot of transactions on there.
So your firm, what I don't see on here is your savings, but what is this a firm for? What did you do? Why did you finance something that takes out $149.83 a month when you already had the cash?
Well,
Good question. Just because a person makes six figures don't mean you could be living check to check. We hear about it all the time, but seeing it is something
basically
different.
it was 0% financing, right? So, and like, when I moved here, I needed a mattress. That's what the purchase is, right? I tried to look for cheaper mattresses, but like they're all well over $1,000. So I decided to get 0% financing on it. Now, did I have the money for it to buy it up front? Yeah, but if you already have the money for it, why not just go with 0% financing? You're taking advantage. You're letting the money sit in your bank account. You're getting a little bit of interest.
I'm of the opinion that that's actually okay as long as it's done well, as long as you're actually paying for it, never missing a payment. Now, this is pretty new. It's only April,
Yeah.
so, you've barely had a chance to miss a payment.
I just set it on auto pay.
Yeah, then I'm honestly of the opinion that this is okay. There's people like Dave Ramsey that hate that kind of stuff, but 0% financing, hard inquiry, don't necessarily like that, but it helps the credit score, and there's really no downsides as long as you're financially responsible. Now, I would have a problem with needing to get a mattress over $100 or over $1,000, but again, you make $100,000 or more, and you will again very soon. So that's not that bad. Because, for example, when I first moved to Austin and didn't have any furniture, I bought a queen size mattress for $350
Really, where do you get those?
at a mattress store.
Yeah, but they're usually they usually break down pretty quickly eventually.
It lasted me 2 years.
Well, I can't fast forward, so we gotta just, we gotta endure through the banter.
2 years.
If you bought that right now while you didn't have a job, that's different. So what I can't see on here, you said you have savings. Tell me how much is in your savings.
Right now?
Yeah.
All right, I currently have $8,874.50. That's the latest.
Okay.
in my savings.
That's good.
Yep.
Would you say that 8,000 with the lifestyle that you seem to have, well, crap. Leaving your checking account last month though was $13,000. Honestly, is that $8,000 going to
So he can't even last the next month. He got spending habits of $13,000.
last you?
Usually, I spend about $4,000 a month, right? So it says I spent $13,000. I transferred that money to my savings account. I didn't just blow it, right?
Right,
so
right.
It'll show up like I spent,
So
$13,000.
the money you need to live is $4,000.
Yeah, like it can go from like 3,500 to like 4,500 because nothing's 100% just it's only 4,000. But yeah, I keep it within that.
So we'll call it $4,000.
4,000. Yeah.
You were very proud of being one of the tech engineers who has saved money, yet your living expenses was only 2 months?
I got my job back in April. No, not in April. I got it back in February. That's when I got hired on.
Okay,
So
so
I didn't
you weren't
really-
even there that long.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot of time to
Wow.
build up a bunch of savings. But
You entered the big tech industry at the wrong
Yeah.
time. Man, Oh, that's killer. Well, 8,000. Okay, so $8,000 in a few months. Then that's a different thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was about to.
You're about to lay into me.
I was about to lay into you, but I don't have to. So that's pretty nice. Wells
You're trying
Fargo.
to get me on something.
Visa. So this is a credit card.
Yeah.
On here, credit limit of 2,200.
Yeah.
Not too bad. And the balance is only $5.39.
Yep.
Why do you have a balance?
Sometimes I'll just like purchase something, but I usually just pay it off. It's just like,
So this is usually paid off by the end of each month?
yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So the rewards that you've received for this, $20. Like for the year, it seems like. That's what I'm picking up.
I don't. Yeah, it might have been $20. I don't like pay super close attention to that, but yeah, it might be. I think it's like $20.
And I'm like, well, that's sweet. But you've carried over balances throughout the year and you've lost $60 in interest. So really, you've lost $40 by having this credit card.
Before I started my job, I did have some debt in my credit card, so that might have been part of the reason.
And then you attacked it pretty quickly when you got your job.
Yeah, like the moment I got my job, like one of the first things I did was I just completely paid down the credit card. I
Okay.
didn't like spend it. I just completely paid.
Why'd you go into credit card debt before the job?
Basically, it was kind of a dump. It was.
Yo, this is crazy. This is why I say we be so worried about catching the vibe that we don't even be like paying attention to the things that really matter. And this is definitely people's spending habits are gonna be, if they have a problem, you're gonna have a problem.
Kind of dumb, but I was relying on my parents for income, right? And sometimes, I would only have like usually $500 or like $500 in my checking account at a time, right? Because that's just how my dad would give me money to live.
Why were you relying on them before?
I didn't have a job.
Did you like just get out of college at that point?
Yeah, I graduated during the coronavirus pandemic, and I was searching hard to get a job.
As an engineer?
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, because people say, oh yeah, software engineering, it's really easy to get a job. That's if you're an experienced engineer. I just graduated. Like, if you're a junior engineer, there's not a lot of positions. There's a lot of junior engineers and not a lot of positions.
Did you get certificates and things like that?
Not certificates. I did have a CS degree. I was honestly just applying en masse. How much do the certificates help though? I felt like you got to have experience in the actual technology, right? Like an AWS certification. I felt like experience is more valuable.
Oh, it sure is, but when you don't have experience,
Yeah.
have certification, right?
I guess it's a matter of like, how do you want to spend your time, right? Like, do you want to spend more time just applying for jobs and interviewing, or do you want to like dedicate some time to like getting a certificate? But yeah, I guess I was really just putting a lot of time into just applying to jobs.
So you graduated in 2020.
Say, this why having experience and just figuring it out sometimes, like figure out the job, and then once you have the job, then get the degree to master the theory. But whatever it is, if it's something that if you're getting a degree for something that can be learned and doesn't need a certification, get online, watch YouTube videos, fail, pay professionals to talk to them. It's cheaper than get the degree after you at least get your feet dirty. Tell me.
20. So 2 years of not having a job.
Almost.
Matter of fact, Google teaches coding for free.
Yeah.
And how much credit card debt did you build up during that time?
Let's see. That was like 2000 around. It's like what would happen is my checking account didn't have a lot, so I would have to like purchase something on my credit card. And then...
Did you have no job?
No job? What do you mean by no job?
Like you didn't go down to Walmart and work for $15 an hour while you were waiting?
I was just about to say, I was going to say McDonald's, that's usually the go-to.
$15 an hour? No.
So you didn't have to rely on your parents?
It's San Jose. How far do you think $15 an hour is going to go?
Well, in San Jose, I'm sure they pay more.
Even with that, it's not much. Like, an apartment in San Jose is like well over 2,000. You're looking at like 2,300.
You had your own place?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't have my own place.
So I guess that doesn't matter then.
Yeah, I was living with my parents.
But why weren't you working at all though? To make some money instead. So what I'm
Oh,
trying to.
I eventually did do a little bit of Ubering.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did make like a few $100s from that. I just kind of put that into a savings account because, you know,
Yeah, he catching him up. He not really trying. It's kind of obvious now because he come from a family that can afford that. It's not a big deal. But if this, like, okay, so this guy, yeah, he's a young guy. Let me see.
having something in your savings account is always nice.
But you had credit card debt.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's interesting. I am happy with where you are now because you will find a job pretty soon. And I'm happy that you landed a job, got some experience, and paid off your credit card. For 2 years before that, you built up credit card debt, lived off the parents' money, and didn't work between graduating college and getting the exact job you wanted. Makes me a little nervous for what it would look like until you get this other job, and I really hope that's as soon as possible. But do you understand why I'm a little nervous with that, just based on the history that we've kind of broken down?
Yeah, I can see that, right? It's like, okay, why not just take a job, right? Why not just take some sort of a retail job or a service job, right? It's more so I would have to basically spend several hours working that job, and at the end of the day, I would just be exhausted. Is it really worth it to spend that time and energy doing that job when I can just spend on applying to jobs?
But you were taking your parents' money though.
Yeah.
Yes.
So is this acceptable? Is this a cultural thing? Like I'm confused. Maybe
So I don't know. I guess this is up to you if that means anything.
I wasn't like slacking off, right? I was like I was either applying to jobs, interviewing, or like doing like a lead code. So it was more so, do I really want to take away this time? Do I really want to take away this time that I could easily be spending on job search and put it into like, you know, working a retail job?
So you built up $2,000 of credit card debt, but you pretty much destroyed that
Yeah.
when you came back in.
It was pretty much something I just wanted to get rid of that.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
But there's almost $4,000 in a personal loan. What's that for? Give us the story.
Yeah, sure.
dun dun dun.
So my dad purchased my car, right? My dad originally purchased it under his name. But you know, when I moved here, I needed to, in order to get the title transferred to me, I had to like buy the car from him. So there was around like $4,000 left on the car. I originally just tried to get an auto loan because, you know, instead of just driving the car, because I had a job, right? Like, why make him pay for the car while I'm driving it? Now that I have a job, it's fair for me to like take on the car loan. So I tried to look for an auto loan, right? Because those typically have a lower interest rate than a personal loan. But like every time, they just wouldn't approve me. They just wouldn't.
Really? Can we check your credit score?
705 and 705.
Oh.
705 and 705. Don't have a credit.
Okay, nice. I'm surprised. Why were you getting denied auto loans?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I was shocked. I really work hard to not have a massive like credit card balance, right? I pretty much just set on auto pay. I mean, I think in there might be like a Best Buy credit card within those statements. I basically just put auto pay on it, so it automatically just pays off the full balance, right? So whatever the balance is for that month, it'll just take that full balance, pull it from my checking account, and pay it. So I pretty much just use the credit card for like the rewards, essentially.
Sure.
Just for things I was gonna buy anyway.
And rewards are good. The way you lose the reward game is when you've incurred $60 of interest over the year, when you've gained $20 of rewards. But
Fair.
Is that for my Wells Fargo?
that was for the Visa.
The Visa.
Wells Fargo Visa.
Wells Fargo
Yeah.
Visa. Okay.
Okay, so this is for the car then. What sucks is the interest rate is 15%.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it, but I had to get some loan.
Killer.
Yeah, the other loans I tried to get, they were like over 20%. It was the lowest I could get immediately.
It's crazy.
I wish.
So you would have paid this off Pretty much. This would have been the next thing you would have hit if you still had your job now
Yeah,
after
so
the credit card.
yeah, it would just depend on like how much money I have and what